34 major changes are coming to Apex Legends, and I got to see everything early. I'll explain everything here in detail, including all of the huge new class perks and meta changes coming. There's a new weapon, there are class changes and big legend meta adjustments, a new LTM, and a new permanent mode. The first new feature of the 4th anniversary season for Apex is going to be super excited. It's a new permanent mode. It's called a Mixtape. This game mode will be a rotating playlist of quick casual modes that are easy to get into. At the start, we'll get control mode, gun run, and another new LTM that I'll talk about in a minute. It's available all the time, and in the future, new and old LTMs may be put into the Mixtape playlist. Mixtape will come 3 weeks after launch of Apex Season 16, and for the first 3 weeks, we'll have the Anniversary Collection event. This time around, you get 150 heirloom shards for completing the collection event, and there are a bunch of unlockable community-created items like last year. Well, that event will also get that new LTM I talked about, Team Deathmatch. It's a 6v6 experience that uses gun run maps as well as arenas maps. Oh, speaking of arenas, it's time to say goodbye. They felt it didn't hit the mark, so arenas and ranked arenas will be going in favor of the more casual experience with Mixtape. Did anyone even play arenas? I feel like it's not a big loss, right? Now, what might be a big loss and something that you might be pretty disappointed to hear is we won't be getting a new legend this season. Once you hear about the number of legend changes I'll be talking about in a second though, you may not mind so much. I certainly didn't when I found out how many changes were coming. Before I got to actually play Season 16 early, I had the chance to hear the developers talk about what's coming. So whilst we will be getting a new legend in Season 17, they decided to take this season off because there are so many legend changes that they felt it would be more than enough for the community to adjust to. So what about these legend changes then? There are now 5 new classes with unique perks. These classes are called Assault, Skirmisher, Recon, Controller, and Support. These new classes each have unique perks, which means every legend going into Season 16 will have some kind of new ability to use in-game. Let's start with Support class. This includes Loba, Lifeline, Gibraltar, and Newcastle. Support class will get 2 perks. The first is they'll be able to loot the extra compartment on blue bins. So that Lifeline perk is basically gone to the Support class. Luckily, Lifeline does get a buff to kind of make up for that, and I'll talk about that later amongst the other legend balance changes. Support legends also get to craft legend respawn banners even if their teammate has timed out. The greatest thing is you don't have to wait for a legend to time out, so if you have a support legend on your team, you'll never have to worry about banner campers again. Next we have Assault class. This includes Maggie, Ash, Bangalore, Revenant, and Fuse. These legends also get access to a unique bin compartment, but on new red bins. These include high value attachments and use smart loot to only give attachments that fit the weapons your team is using. Assault class legends can also carry an extra stack of ammo per inventory slot. Skirmisher is the 3rd class. They can see the highest value loot item in care packages as soon as it drops down from the sky. So if it has a Kraber, Skirmishers will know first. They can even check care packages from across the map and know if they've already been looted. For example, you could ping a care package on the mini-map and know if there's got purple armor in it, like 500 meters away or even further. Skirmisher legends are Valk, Wraith, Mirage, Horizon, Octane, and Pathfinder. The 4th class is Recon. Their role has changed now. Recon legends can now scan survey beacons to reveal the location of all players on the map. It's basically the same as the crypto map scan, but if a player uses it, all other players will be alerted about the location of where the scan came from. Recon legends in Season 16 are Crypto, Seer, Vantage, and Bloodhound. Controller legends took the old Recon perk, so they can now scan new ring devices which will reveal the next ring location. Controller legends are Catalyst, Rampart, Watson, and Caustic. Now I can say that I did play the season early too, so I will have more details of these classes very soon. A sub to the channel so you don't miss the class perk details would be pretty classy. 6 legends are receiving major balance changes too. Wraith, Seer, Horizon, Pathfinder, Mirage, Lifeline, and Bloodhound are getting adjusted. Seer is getting a nerf. His ultimate cooldown has been increased, and now his passive will have a charge up time, so you have to pick and choose when you want to use it, and Seer's passive heartbeat can be heard by enemies. Bloodhound now has a brand new passive ability. It's pretty cool. There'll be white ravens that appear on the ground periodically. If you interact with one, it will fly in the direction of the closest enemies. It will also show an arrow on the minimap for your teammates. Every time you activate the ultimate, a raven will also fly in the direction of the closest enemies. Bloodhound will no longer get increased ultimate time for each knockdown though. Wraith's portal has had its distance doubled, and the longer you use it, the faster Wraith will move. Pathfinder's zipline has also been improved. His zipline will now go far faster than standard ziplines, and it also has far larger distance. These two changes for Wraith and Pathfinder were made to find an alternative option to Valkyrie in high-level play. Horizon has been nerfed too. Her accuracy in the gravity lift has been reduced, but to balance that, she can travel up the gravity lift faster. Finally, Lifeline's care package will now land down much faster when you activate it. For now, that's all she's getting. Bamboozle! I forgot one thing. So dark, dude. Hang on a minute here. Yeah, so Mirage is actually getting a really, really big buff. I'm just gonna read this out because I completely forgot about this. Listen to this. This is kind of crazy. After reviving, Mirage and his ally will remain cloaked for 3 seconds, but unarmed. And if they draw their weapon, they'll uncloak. And when a clone, a decoy, is shot, the bamboozled enemy will be tracked by Mirage and his team for a short time. So this is a really big buff for Mirage. I don't know how much it's going to matter in game, but yeah, pretty cool. So how about we talk about the new weapon now? The Nemesis is finally in the game. It's an energy burst rifle. It's a full burst and already in need of a nerf. That's the best way I can put it. It's powerful, and the longer you fire it, the more it charges up. And with more charge, the less delay there is between each burst. It's a lot of fun to use, but we're going to have to wait till Season 16 launches on February 14th before we can know for sure. Everybody was using it though. So after playtesting Season 16 for an evening, I still heard the sound blasting in my head as I tried to sleep that night. But it was pretty fun. I just feel like it's going to be absolutely everywhere to begin with. A cool feature for the Nemesis is that it even holds onto the charged up power for a little while. So you could heal, rotate, and have it charged up at its fullest potential when you get into the next fight. It takes all the normal AR attachments too. Speaking of attachments, shotguns are getting more options added to their arsenal. The new gold shotgun bolt will allow you to passively reload ammo as you slide. It's just like the kinetic feeder hop-up, except it works faster, and you can even do it whilst the shotgun is holstered. The Mastiff and PK will also get the stock attachment to allow for faster manual reloads and better handling. Not only that, but at close range, the bullet size for shotguns will be larger, so you may be hitting less 11s and 9s. It's going to be a shotgun meta, that's all I can say. Assault rifles are getting nerfed too. Hipfire accuracy will be reduced, and everybody's favorite laser beam, the R301, got a damage nerf from 14 to 13. Honestly, it still felt great to use, even with the reduced damage when I tried out Team Deathmatch, but I was preferring the Nemesis. For the first time, we're getting the Hemlock in the care package. It has higher damage, higher headshot damage, and the boosted loader is back, but it has even higher magazine count. I tried it in the firing range and wasn't too impressed, honestly. Oh, by the way, the firing range got some exciting updates too. I'll get into that in a second. First though, the Rampage will be coming to the floor, and the Vault and Longbow will be going into the Crafter for the first split. Speaking of splits, things will be a little different this time. You will be getting a ranked split, but instead of each split being one ranked map, we will now have a 24-hour rotation. So each 24 hours, the ranked map will change. This is going to stop me from going mad. I don't know about you. The maps for ranked as well as pubs for the season will be Storm Point, Broken Moon, and World's Edge. So yeah, not the best in my opinion, but you know, there's also some map updates to talk about on these maps. But first, let's talk about those firing range updates. You can make the dummies strafe left and right, make them move randomly, change their shield level, and just make them more human-like so they're a better challenge for practicing your aim. There's also a dynamic stats function that will keep track of your accuracy and headshot accuracy. We will also finally have an unlimited ammo button, and there are new hit indicators to help you understand how your aim is doing. The great news is this is just the start of many more firing range updates to come later in the year. So let's talk about those map updates. Unfortunately, there isn't any major map update this season, but instead, all 3 maps will be getting a brand new Mirage party boat named the Mirage Etoile. It's an upgraded version from the previous ship. It has a new dance floor and a new design, and all the same great loot features. This party boat will be here for the whole season. To celebrate the season, many buildings across all 3 maps have been updated with party decorations, and there'll even be an air show that happens around the start of the match, so make sure to keep your eyes on the sky. Season 16 would be like a fresh start for storytelling for Apex Legends. They said that in Season 16 they would like to start showing lore both in-game and out-of-game, but most of that will really get into flow in later seasons. Most people started shouting Netflix show, anime in the side chat for the event, so, maybe they mean that. We don't really know right now. There's also a new feature for new players that should help out newbies and also slow down smurfs. It's called orientation matches. For a brand new player, your first few matches will mostly be with bots. Yes, we are literally getting bot lobbies. These matches will have 4 real player squads and 16 bot squads. And interestingly, it'll be on Kings Canyon, despite that not being in rotation. If you match up with a friend and you're a new player, your friend can help you complete your orientation matches. Instead of you being thrown into their Ultra Sweat Lord lobbies, you can't get badges in these modes and there's no stat tracking, and you have to complete them before you can go into normal lobbies or access any other game modes. It's sort of like an extra step to stop smurfs and also give new players a bit of, a safer start. The devs said a player would have to win a game or place top 5 a few times before the orientation matches are completed. If you log into the game for the first few weeks, you'll also permanently unlock Legends. Crypto is first and then Ash. There are tons of new skins. The new season is called Revelry and it's party themed. So the Battle Pass epic skins are party themed as well. They're for Bloodhound, Rampart and Bangalore. There's a new Daft Punk inspired Crypto Legendary skin with a matching G7 Scout, a reactive Mastiff as the final reward for the Battle Pass, and a legendary Party Valk skin. In the Anniversary Collection event that will go live as soon as the season does, there's a Party Pathfinder skin, a recolored Gibby DJ skin, and a new Lifeline Legendary. And then there's 3 superhero themed skins for Newcastle, Bangalore, and Wraith, and then 3 supervillain themed skins for Ash, Horizon, and Octane. Oh, and I forgot one thing. All of the maps now have some giant floating legend balloons all around the map. Pretty weird, but also pretty cute. Cheerio!